Hello there and welcome to another episode of Kult Korner. Stovey is always your host and I'm joined by the lovely Kev here. We're going to be talking about... I didn't say the other Kev, yeah.
Oh, God.
You're the lovely Kev now.
Oh, the lovely Kev. I had to change a lot of... Oh, no, I don't have to change it. Anyhow, because we got rid of all of it.
Yeah. So, today we're going to be talking... Well, Kev is going to be talking through Ghost in the Shell with us.
Yeah. See... You just... What was this the first time you ever watched Ghost in the Shell?
This is the first time I ever watched the anime version.
But you watched the live action version.
Watched the live... I watched... That was the... Because you were... Remember when it was coming out, you were like, I'm going to go see it when it comes out anyway because I'm a big fan of Ghost in the Shell. And I was like, okay, well, I'll give it a look in. And I ended up leaving 2 minutes before the end because my bus was due. I wasn't that impressed with it.
Oh, God.
And then this was alright.
You're not an anime fan, though, are you?
I am, very much so. I love a bit of Cowboy Bebop, a bit of Full Metal Alchemist.
But you're not that, like, deep into anime.
Not really. I like Japanese culture, but a lot of the times I have to watch it with subtitles, so you have to dedicate your day to watching it. Whereas everything else I can just kind of throw on in the background, so that's why it gets left.
With anime, I don't mind what it is. I try to look for good anime. It took me years to find a shit anime, and it was Desert Punk. Never watch Desert Punk, because it is crap.
Hashtag tagging them in this.
So yeah, Ghost in the Shell is a kind of anime I was shown when I was like 14 or so. They're like, here, you'll
Here's some
love
breasts.
this. Here, you'll enjoy this. But you had to pay attention, Kev. I was like, yeah. Yeah, why the fuck not? Mm-hmm. Sat there, the whole movie, I just went, what's going on?
Pretty much.
What?
You
The
could
ending?
see
What?
the ending was good. I like the ending.
But everything is just like, what? What? And I'm someone who loves science fiction. I love all aspects of something new and strange.
Mm-hmm.
And Ghost in the Shell, the first movie, is a... What? And it's a weird thing because there's a huge franchise now. They keep kind of remaking that and changing it to make it less...
Weird.
What?
And less what?
See, because the Ghost in the Shell animated series are really fucking good. The first series is like crime drama, but they're chasing a hacker, and so that's kind of that's deadly.
Mm-hmm.
But what's your? Because I kind of want to jump to the actual American one, the live action version.
Yeah, you want to talk about What's my before we jump, I do want to say one thing. Like while I was kind of like, I think the thing that threw me off the anime was the dub that I watched. Like whoever they got to voice act, I don't know whether they did it on purpose or not, but they're very like very one tone fucking speaking, and it just sounded wrong. It was very othering. They didn't kind of like, you know, a good voice acting is done when it's like natural, when it sounds like they're talking to each other. Whereas this, they just sounded like they were speaking lines.
Yeah, they're trying to quickly match the voice movement.
Pretty much. But the
voice,
thing I will say about it is we take voice acting away for a second. The visuals in it are stunning, absolutely stunning. And you can really see, like, this is heavily influenced by Blade Runner, and the one that I watched basically played beat for beat as if it was Blade Runner, because it very more so than the original Blade Runner questioned the idea of sentience, because the main character is definitely a robot, definitely synthetic, but she's alive, and she's treated like a human because she's alive. And secondly, it's very much, it could be set in Blade Runner's world. That's like, it's as claustrophobic, it's as futuristic, and it has very similar styles in like clothes and technology, and it's very, very similar, and I liked that because I kind of am very fond of the style of Blade Runner.
Did you this is a weird way for me to basically get you, I want your real opinion on the movies, because I didn't say any questions.
Because I don't know.
Because you said this to me yesterday, and I'm like, yeah, Ghost in the Shell's amazing. And then I'm like,
What happened?
what happens? No, what happens? I know what happens in the movie. It's just more like, what? So what did you think of the opening scene? That opening scene on the building.
Where she's like drops and she flies through the window. I liked it.
Where if she waited like 2 seconds, there was a whole army coming in anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it was so unnecessary. It was like in Brooklyn Nine-Nine when he did the zip line. It's like, why did you do the zip line?
No,
No way.
Paperwork. Terry loves paperwork. No,
Oh,
Terry does not love paperwork.
It was so unnecessary because there's a big huge army coming anyway. But what did you think of that version of it in a comic book in the animated movie next to the American version?
The American version is like in the anime. She just drops down. She doesn't even drop down really. She kind of just breaks through the window, shoots her man in the head, and fucks off. Whereas in the American version, it's how fucking Matrix can we make this? Where she flies through the window and she's fighting the blokes and she's smashing them up, and I haven't seen it in a very long time, but I think that's what happens. And then I think doesn't the fucking Asian robot thing fucking suck his brain or something with her weird face? Isn't that what happens?
Yeah,
I think so. But like a lot happens.
Yeah, a
and
lot.
it doesn't. Instead of setting it up nicely with a shit, she's badass. It just kind of goes. But there was a lot of stuff to happen in a very short period of time.
It's not really long. Like the anime is not a really long movie, but
No, it's like an hour basically, because it's an hour and 20 minutes. But an hour and 20-minute movie is just an hour. Like there's nothing.
yeah, it just
Nothing to it. Like.
I can't believe this is the second episode and I'm running out of things to talk about. I'm not running out of things to talk about. It's just I was really busy yesterday.
I have a life.
I'm off for a week and I'm fitting in a lot of things.
Yeah, that's what happens to me. So.
Like, a lot of things. A lot of things just happened this week. And I'm getting everything done. I have plans till Monday. And I need to have plans till Thursday.
But yeah, you want to talk about the American one. So,
Yeah,
other comparison scenes are the one versus the tank.
There's a name for that tank.
Yeah, the tank from the Matrix. There's a lot of with this anime came out in like 1990, didn't 1980?
1995.
1995.
So it beat
It's before the Matrix.
yeah, but like a Matrix is a so if you watch the Matrix,
It's a cultural touchstone as well. But
It
it was
is.
influenced very heavily by anime.
Yeah,
That's what the Matrix is like.
If there's another anime, so if you watch Ghost in the Shell, and then just I can't think of the other anime, you basically got the plot of the Matrix from it.
Cowboy Bebop.
Could be that, but there's so many
Because I really
space.
like Cowboy Bebop.
There's so
only
many
watched half of
space beat. Have you only watched half of it?
Yeah, every time I go to sit down and watch it, I seem to get interrupted somehow. But I really liked Valentine. She's a really good character.
I never watched
I
Cowboy
love
Bebop.
Zero. It's oh, it's great. It's basically Firefly. Like it's basically Firefly. In anime.
No. Firefly is basically Cowboy Bebop.
You leave Firefly alone.
I'm just saying, one was out before the other.
Yeah, it's Cowboy in space. It's basically, literally, they both can be described as cowboys in space.
See, 'cause
One
when
is called Cowboy.
My first anime I ever watched was Vampire D Bloodlust. Right? So Vampire D Bloodlust
All right.
is about a vampire hunter. He's a
Yeah.
half vampire. Right? His name is D. Right? He's Dracula's son.
Yeah.
And that was the second movie. And a lot of animated movies, you don't really need to see the first one. They don't usually have continuity.
They tend to be self-contained.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
So, it looks amazing. My second one I ever saw was Ninja Scroll, right after it. And that's about a samurai who was trying to find this girl who, if you touch her, you will die.
Oh,
She's
fun.
poisoned. You make out her, you'll die. She's just poisoned.
She's like Rogue from X-Men.
Kind of, like, literally, you're gonna die. Like, Rogue, you just had to stop touching her. But
could you stop touching her? That's asking the real questions.
so they were my first two animes, and then I got more and more into it, and then over here in Ireland we got Toonami, a whole station of Toonami, which had Outlaw Star, which is a great space opera. It has some elements of not kind of Blade Runner-y, but kind of more like, what the fuck am I watching?
That's kind of Blade Runner.
Yeah. Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT.
That's where I think Toonami is where I first watched Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z.
So there's a lot of things like Big O is another anime that everyone should watch because it's basically like 40 years ago everyone lost their memories. Something happened 40 years ago, but we don't know what happened.
No one remembers.
No one remembers. And there's big huge mechs.
Yes.
Called Big O.
I think I've seen Big O, or I've seen like episodes of Big O before.
Big O's pretty goddamn sweet.
Sounds fucking familiar anyway.
Big O is great because Big O again is like that realm of Ghost in the Shell, Blade Runner. We don't really. It's constantly asking you kind of questions.
Yeah, it's like it's a thinky.
It was the first one after the Truman Show that kind of messed my head up, where it's like, is someone just controlling us? Like, because you know in Truman Show something falls. A lamp falls, and that's where he gets his first idea that he's not in the real world.
Yeah.
Stage lamp falls. Well, in this like something similar happens to that, where he's like, are we, like I say similar. What they don't know what it is. It's a satellite crashes down to Earth.
Yeah.
Because they live in these big huge domes, and they're like, are we just on a play? Is someone telling us what to do?
Us, yeah. Because like if you don't know, like if someone is controlling the narrative. But you don't know that. It's very easy to not notice the things like that. Like with the Truman Show, he was living a life, but everyone around him knew that he wasn't.
Yeah, and it's just really messed up because the Truman Show really messed my head up with the first time I saw it, because it really gives the whole. How do I know
that I am also not like?
How's the Truman Show could be about me?
The Truman Show is terrifying because of the simple fact is if you actually have poor mental health, which most people tend to, where you think, is that person really my friend, or are they an actor being paid to be my friend?
Like, I know my man doesn't have that much money.
See, he didn't even have parents. Like, he was basically
his father died in a boating accident, so he'd never go to war. Like, they even manipulated him to have fears about war.
Yeah. Like, it's just crazy. Anyway, Ghost in the Shell. To bring us back to what we were talking about.
Oh, yeah, so Ghost in the Shell is one of those animes which got really popular. Like, have you seen Akira?
I have Akira on DVD, but I have not watched it.
See, Akira is just the first, like, chapter of the manga.
Yeah.
And that movie is amazing. You should watch that movie.
I know that movie, like similar to Ghost in the Shell, the movie is iconic because of its motorcycle and the way it bases its style, and then it has that weird that weird thing at the very end where like his mate like explodes.
Yeah.
And then you could see that was influencing a part in Ghost in the Shell where she's trying to reef off the whatever I looked away and looked back, and then she's just breaking her arms off, but she was like trying to lift something, and then like you can see her arms start to bulge, and they snap, which I was like, she's a robot, how do her muscles have limits? But I was like, okay,
well, it had to have limits.
Yeah, but like most of her
like
her
our
arms
limit
are
is going, that hurts, I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, where she wouldn't have that hurts stop.
She might have the thing going, about to break.
Warning.
But Akira is a visually amazing movie because they do a lot of light effects. Like, they had to design light effects. So they had to paint a cell to make it look like a light.
That's pretty cool.
And they mastered it. It was amazing. So it became one of these kind of... Because anime isn't like Western comic books.
Cartoons.
Manga's really, because manga's just a comic book. It's not like where the X-Men are trying to defeat Apocalypse again. They're usually one full story, start to end,
and
where,
that's it.
Where it's usually what is the purpose of my life.
Yeah, they tend to like. See, you say that, but then there's like Naruto, which is basically just like there's a big bad guy.
Well, that's known as like
mainstream kind of.
Yeah, mainstream. Manga. But there are like animes called Blackjack. So Blackjack is a doctor. And he has to figure out people why they're dying. And there's an amazing Blackjack movie. It was the first anime I saw which wasn't a violent thing, because not all animes
are violent.
Of violence.
See, like Black Lagoon was an anime. I just stumbled across it one day, and then I was watching one or two of the episodes. I think it was on Funimation or something. Funimation or Crunchyroll. and then it was on Netflix dubbed, and I was like, oh, let's have a look, and it's really good. But it's hyper violent. Like it seems all the anime I tend to watch tend to be hyper violent, and that's not an intentional thing.
It's the kind of
they're the ones that are kind of popular, the ones that you'd come across.
Like Akira is violent, but it has the whole message like, wowie.
Yeah, what are we doing here? Like what's...
And that's kind of like a lot of tropes of big, huge animes. Even if there's some fighting in it, they usually have a moral question.
Yeah.
Like, should we be doing this?
Like even in Black Lagoon, the question is basically questioning morality. Like what is... Like if this is illegal, why is it illegal? Is it wrong? Like they're pirates. They're basically like they're mercenaries, but they have a code, which tends to happen a lot. Like in Firefly, which I've already mentioned, they're also like pirates. They're smugglers. They're not pirates. They're smugglers.
They're space pirates.
They're thieves essentially.
Yeah.
And but they're quite obviously the good guys because you're on their side pretty much straight away. But then that frames a narrative of, well, the government's evil, so like by betraying the government you're doing the right thing. But then you have to question actual society of, well, because where no one is evil. Like I firmly believe that there's a question in society, like if no one is evil, no one does anything evil on purpose, if you know what I mean. Like everyone thinks that they're doing the right thing. Like no one's gonna be like, I'm really evil, ha ha ha, kill them all. Like no one's like that. No one's really like that, because human beings are complex. We have like different things. So when people break the law in our society, there's like a mess, because some people are like, well, he thought he was doing the right thing even though he broke the law, and then there's other people that are like, well, he broke the law, who cares? And then you have to question, well, why was the law written that way? And then I think like a narrative like that, where you're like on a criminal side, even though they're still breaking the law. Like in Black Lagoon, one of the main characters is Remy. I want to say Remy, but she's just like a surgeon with pistols. She can like kill literally anyone, and she enjoys it. Like her thing is that she gets a kick out of killing people, and you like her, you care about her, and when she kills people, you're like, yeah, kill them. You know, but like killing people is wrong. Yeah, but she seems to, like, when she kills people, it seems to be for a legitimate. Like she doesn't just go around just smoking cunts, just killing whoever. She kills people because they're the quote unquote bad guys.
Yeah, like so. What was like, because as you were talking, I was trying to think of, you talked about Naruto, but Naruto's big message is friendship.
Is it not ninjas?
No, it's friendship. And obviously, Shippuden should be called Wait, we just need another volume. Wait, Philip, wait.
If you stay with us, we'll keep taking your money. Hashtag ninjas.
I don't know how many times I've had to see his Ma's dying speech.
Because of filler or because of...
It's just filler. It's a 5-minute speech. It's like Power Rangers. I figured that out when I was a kid. I'm like, why are you wasting all this time showing us each one of them? Why don't you have a grid on the page, on the screen, everyone's involved at the same time, right?
They did in later seasons and stuff.
It's goddamn filler. I found out The Simpsons, why they have longer cutscenes at the beginning. The couch scene is filler.
Yeah,
Digimon, they gave 3 evolutions to Digimon. Filler.
Just and, like, the hyper evolution where he like evolves for like a good minute and a half.
Yeah, so there's stuff like that, like it's filler, but like Naruto's main message is
just filler.
It's filler. Yeah, it's filler. Yeah, friendship or teamwork. So basically, friendship.
Yeah,
because he's doing everything for his friend.
But that's like I watch Super Sentai, and it's basically that's just family shows in Japan in general. Like Dragon Ball, the theme is also friendship. If you think
adventure.
Adventure, but friendship.
In Dragon Ball was adventure and friendship, and
then Dragon Ball Z is friends.
Friends, and then fighting aliens, and then GT was like, here, we just got the voice cast. Somehow, Goku has a big tan now, and he's a kid. And Super it's basically fan art, because it's basically a guy who used to do fan art is doing Super, and that's basically like, let's kick them all in the balls.
Yeah, basically,
Oh yeah, but so my take on
Oh, I forgot what I was going to say now.
my take on Ghost in the Shell is an anime about what makes you human or what's the soul.
Yeah, that's basically the main question. But then in the American movie, I think the main thing that kicked that movie in the balls was that they cast Scarlett Johansson, and weeaboos were like, "But she's an Asian character," and then everyone was like, "Oh, just like."
But even the guy who made it, he was like, "It doesn't matter."
Like me and you both agreed on this, being like, the guy that made it was like, that's the point of the story, so it doesn't bother him that she's white. And I was like, he created it. He is also Asian. So he's two of the people you say are being offended by the fact that she is whitewashed. But she wasn't being whitewashed. I've watched the actual anime now. And in the movie, she's not really particularly Asian.
That's what the anime is brilliant for the kind of thing.
She's basically racially ambiguous because...
But that's what anime is. Anime rarely has the whole, that's an Asian character, that's an American character.
Like, if you look at Goku, like, people got mad because Goku was European in the Dragon Ball Evolution thing. But he's a fucking alien. Yeah, he's not Asian anyway.
He's an alien. That was something I was like, yeah, they picked the...
They made fucking Chi-Chi Asian. The Bulma was American. Like, Goku...
Yeah, but that's the...
is European because... Even in, I think it... Was it the manga? I think I read the first manga, and in the first manga they say that he looks European or American.
Well, he has a tail, though.
Yeah, that tends to... Yeah.
But so, with anime, it's designed that... if we watch it, we think they're white people. In Asia, they think they're Asian. The only places you can't do that is in Africa, where they go, they just don't have like us.
Yeah. The funny thing is, when they do black people in anime, they have to make the decision with when they do black people in anime, they have to make the decision of what eyes they give them, and then once they start down that path, they just go into a very rocky place.
Because a lot of times you watch animes and you're like, oh my god, this is like. But at the same time, you have to remember when it was back in like it could have been back in the 80s. Like Dragon Ball was in the 80s, so Mr. Popo,
hilariously racist.
In hindsight, is racist, or in rec.
No. He's also an alien. So.
Yeah, well, they never really clarified what Mr. Popo was.
Jigs' husband, no. Jigs and Pokemon. Basically, just one of them.
So
another racist thing.
In Recon, or like in The Simpsons right now.
Oh, they made him blue in Super, didn't they, Mr. Popo?
I think that was in Super. He wasn't. He's black for one. They just got rid of the lips, I think, because there wasn't an image of him
blue. Like I have seen him blue.
But I think that was just someone.
Kai, I think maybe.
I think it was just someone just did that, just as a joke. Oh, look what it did. But like that was wrote in the early 80s.
Yeah.
So. For us now in 2018, we're like, oh, how?
Yeah,
but back then,
like, oh, Mr. Popo.
It was just for their market. It wasn't really for the West.
Well, Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball, they saved Japan. Like they when Dragon Ball ended, was it Dragon Ball Z? When one of them ended, the Japanese government gave the chap to create him more money and was like, make more, please.
He tried to end Dragon Ball Z after Frieza. The fans were like, no. He did have to sell, and just to kill it in Majin Buu, he killed Goku. They still wanted it. They made Gohan. He made Gohan the hero.
Shit. And he made it so shit because no one likes Gohan.
Super ridiculous. He tried to end it so many times, and the fans were like, please don't. And then 20 years later, he was like, all right, I'll start Super.
The thing about, like, I get where he's on. He's like, I want to end it. And the fans are like, no, don't. But I respect a storyteller more, like with Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. This season was the last season. This season or the next season? Is the last season.
Of Unbreakable?
Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. It's finished. It's a Netflix series.
Oh, right.
But I respect them more for... They just ended it. They're just like, 4 seasons is enough seasons. Same way iZombie. 4 seasons is enough seasons.
Oh, is iZombie done?
iZombie, the next season is the last season.
See, I think once you get to 100 episodes, you should have a full storyline. Yeah. Like, Heroes. Series 1 of Heroes was amazing. And Series 2 was hindered on the actual fact that the writer's strike was happening.
Yeah, and they were just like throwing
7 episodes. You had people who were not with the whole striking, writing it, but they didn't have the credits to write stuff. Like Family Guy continued writing.
You can tell.
During the writer's strike, because some of them were like, hey, I'm the president of this, I had to strike, so they had to give episodes, and when they came back, they're like, yeah, that episode's alright, or, you know, I think that's too short, or I think that's too long. Like, they're doing this on the commentary, but like, it's still a great episode.
Yeah.
She had to give options. So, well, I was talking, yeah, so you know, Apu in The Simpsons.
Yeah.
They recently did an episode because it's come out that's racist. Apu is
racist. I watched, there was an interview on the Daily Show with Trevor Noah, and he was interviewing one of the guys that was saying that it's racist. And
but he didn't really say it's racist.
He didn't. He said it would be completely fine if there was other cultural representations of Indian / Pakistani / Middle Eastern people.
Yeah.
But because Apu,
well, they can't show his wife anymore because she died in real life.
Oh, ripper.
Yeah. So, but like it's.
But yeah, like so basically, because
what's that called when in the future it's racist? Like they not retconned it.
Yeah, it would be retcon because they would just remove it, or they just change.
But no, in hindsight, there's an actual word. This is like the last one where I couldn't remember retainer for a lawyer. It's a retainer. And you have a lawyer on retainer.
When he's like, he's your lawyer?
Yeah, he's
on retainer.
Yeah. The whole time, Ed in that episode was like, oh my god, it's retainer, Kev. How can you not remember it's retainer?
Should have just edited the word retainer over you trying to just constantly just...
I was playing Mortal Kombat, I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Oh, you said something dodgy. Alright, let's cut that out.
Yeah, but I can't think of what racism in the past.
But The Simpsons actually brought it into one of the episodes.
Yeah.
So Madge was like reading her favourite bedtime story as a kid, and she's super racist in the book. And she basically edited the book and it was like
to not be racist anymore.
Yeah, so it opens with a cis white male girl, cis girl, straight girl, had a lovely day, and Lisa's like, why have you ruined your own story? And then there's a picture in the Apu, and you're like, we're not going to talk about it now. But they're basically like, we don't know what we're going to do, but we don't think, at the time when it first came out, it's racist. Now in hindsight, it is racist.
Yeah. We
don't know what to do. Now Hank Azaria, I don't know what his...
He said he'd stop voicing Apu if it was upsetting people, if it was... See, that's what the guy was saying when he was being interviewed. It's like, I love Apu. I think he's great.
Yeah.
I
just want more.
There needs to be a higher rate of cultural representation. It's like when I listened to Stephen Lynch, and he makes a taxi driver joke, and it's quite obvious that the taxi driver he's referencing is an Indian, or Middle Eastern taxi driver, because of the stereotypes that he uses. See,
my dad did this thing. He was talking about someone he was talking to. He was in a hotel, and my dad did a voice, and I'm like, where is he from? He's like, France. Like, that's the worst French impression I've ever heard. I thought he was going to be from anywhere in Europe but France.
I don't know. See, like, I'm with him. I'm with people that are like, we need more representation of this, like, our
but if it's going to ruin, if you're just forcing someone in for arbitrary reasons,
yeah,
it ruins the story.
Yeah, that's the kind of game you have to play. You have to play we want everyone to be represented, but you have to slot them in. And I think the best way to do that is the way Jurassic World did it, where they're just like, they're just in it. They're just characters. Same with Black Panther. They're characters that are black. That's it. Whereas if people are... Sorry for interrupting you like twice, but...
Yeah.
Just want to finish my talk before I forget.
I just can't forget what I want to bring up.
Yeah. It's not about... Oh, it was like when with E3, there was a fucking dialogue option in Assassin's Creed Odyssey to chat up a Maw when you're playing as a Maw. And people were like, oh, they're ruining our video games by forcing in... And you're just like, they're not ruining video games. Because if you look at, I follow a bisexual person on Twitter, and she said, that's me. I'm in video games. Do you know, like, playing video games, when you're playing as a protagonist, you should feel like that's you. Like when you're playing Mass Effect, those are the decisions you would make if that was you. Do you know what I mean? Like you
When
should
talk about that, like when it comes to Fallout, I always try to be nice. When I'm out of bullets, if I see someone asleep, you're dead.
Oh yeah, no.
You're dead. I need bullets.
I need bullets.
It is scarce and it's a big place.
Yeah, like, but that's what I mean though. Like culture as a whole should reflect the society that it comes from. It shouldn't just be marketed towards one particular aspect. As while I appreciate there's a lot of white people in America and they're the people in charge. Sorry.
But we're from a culture that is
100, pretty much 99% white people.
Now they were in the Gigamancy. David Doherty was talking about in the 60s a mixed marriage was when a Protestant and a Catholic
Like married, yeah, and there were two white people.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, only in the world where you'd have everything with yourself is exactly the same with each other, and it'd be a mixed marriage because of religion.
Yeah, it was like there was a black American. I think it was on one of Frankie Boyle's shows, and he was like, he asked the guy, it was about racism anyway, whatever way it was, and the chap was like, you go to England and they're racist against you not because you're black but because you're American, and that is hella refreshing. So I was in a McDonald's and these guys heard me speak and they knew I was American and they were like, oh, one it is. And when he was like, when I turned around to be like, what he's gonna fucking start calling me the N-word and shit. It's like getting ready for his fucking throwdown with ignorant people, and they were like, nah, bloody Americans. And it was like, I felt so liberated.
You can, though, in fairness, you can always tell when Americans coming.
Because they're loud, you can hear them.
Yeah. And we're a nation of fast-speaking people who just slag the piss out of everyone.
Oh yeah, it was like Reginald D. Hunter was. He was.
That's a fun name.
Oh, he's an amazing comedian. He really is. But he was he was at a nightclub or something, and he was with a lot of his mates, and an Irish chap walked by him, absolutely fucked, like locked off his face, right? And he said something to him like, "You're a big fucker." And Reginald D. Hunter, his mates started getting all ready to go, like, and he stopped him and was like, "It's all right, I speak Irish." And he's like, "Oh, I'm fucking way out of that." And he was like, "Oh, you're alright." And the two of them had drinks and all. And it's like, it's literally just, Irish people aren't, well, we are aggressive, but like up to a certain point, the aggression is just affection that we don't express well, because basically
we got it from our parents. They can't show love, so that's how we show love. We'll punch in the face and go, let's have a pint.
Yeah, basically, like, I don't know how many times the people that I care most about are told to fuck off. But like, I meant it in an amorous way, like I was being affectionate.
Yeah. Just in a very Irish way.
Yeah.
Be like, piss off.
Ireland is the only place in the world where you could call someone a cunt and it'd be a compliment. Like, you're a big cunt, you are.
They were talking about that yesterday. They're like, in Ireland, grand means just above okay. There's underlying things.
Grand can be the opposite of okay. It's like, how are you? I'm grand, yeah.
Underlying, there's something wrong, but let's not get into it here.
Yeah. That's basically remember we were talking about Ghost in the Shell? But basically, Irish people don't like talking about their emotions in any respect. And they also know that you don't want to know that. So, but like, in general conversation, if someone goes, "Oh, how are you?" and you're like, you're not feeling great. Like, you're like, I feel awful. I don't want to have to talk to this cunt right now. Yeah. You say I'm grand, and the other person
should
knows that you're like, all right.
We'll talk.
We'll leave this then. All right, I'll see you later. Do you know what I mean?
I might send you a Facebook message.
Or if somebody cares a lot, they'd be like, only grand, and then you're like, I said grand because I don't want to.
Obviously, read the room.
Yeah, read the room. Like, just like, I appreciate your concern, I genuinely do, but I don't want to talk about why I'm upset. I just want you to know to leave me alone.
Yeah.
I'm grand.
So talking about unnecessary forcing of diversity, right?
See, I don't think in a culture that is diverse you can force diversity, because it's like in England. If you walk down, I love being in London. Last time I was there, I just loved it. There was something immensely just beautiful about the fact that I was walking down, like, you just walk down any street, like, it doesn't have to be the main street, it doesn't have to be the fucking Royal Mile or any of that shit. You just walk down a random street and you'll see a black person, an Indian person, a Muslim woman in a hijab, or a Spanish person, or someone with a Rastafarian with dreads, or you'll see this absolute painting of humanity, and you're just walking down the street, like, it's
and down here you just walk down the street,
it's white people.
Catholic.
Jesus, there's the black fella. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's
you can tell he's a Protestant by the way he walks.
Yeah, but by the suit he's wearing, the fact that he keeps shouting stuff about unionism,
and you can tell he's posh. There's no shit on him.
Yeah. But like, it's just something about diversity is innately wonderful to me, that I
we don't really get it, because in Ireland
there isn't any.
There is no. I remember in America was the first person I met anyone who was Jewish, and I'm like, you're the first Jewish person I've ever met. What do you mean? I'm in Ireland. It's a mainly Catholic country, with a few Protestants and a few other, but mainly Roman Catholic.
Yeah, and a few Jedi apparently, but we won't get into it.
And she's like, oh, I was like the first black person I met, I was 22.
Yeah, I live in a poor area, so for some reason that seems to.
Is this a poor area?
Yeah.
Oh,
I went to a deaf school. The deaf school is just there. Like.
I didn't know this would be classed as a poor area.
It's just my house is real nice. That's all.
2 streets over, you'd be poor area.
Yeah, but yeah, and I've met a fair few people of different races, and I was delighted that I got the experience to meet other people of other cultures, because there was this one kid I met, and he was from, if I get this wrong I'm going to feel real racist, but he was from, I think it was Niger, or...
Niger?
It's a company, it's a country in Africa.
Oh, company in Africa. They make people.
It could have been... Anyway, but he could also speak fluent French.
Yeah, that's.
And it was amazing. I was like, but what? Like, you speak such good English. Like, is English not your main language? And he was like, yeah, it is. But we also speak French like perfectly as well. And I was like, that's really good. Like, it's like, a lot of people are afraid they lose their country's identity. This is a really deep episode of this. Yeah. They lose their country's identity when immigrants come in. But I think, as a human being, I value being Irish. Being Irish is part of my identity, and I love my accent. I love that it's so fucking weird. But there's something absolutely magical about the entire world just becoming interlinked, and there not really being separations. Because if you think of it, in essence, human beings aren't different at all. Like, we're all unique little snowflakes, but we're all the same. Like, we all have the same fears, the same things that we want. We all want to be loved. We all want to be cared about. We all want to be someone's priority, and we all want to be, like, together. The law.
I have the law.
But, like, it's just that slight disagreements happen where people are like, yeah, but you're from this country, this is who you are. Yeah. You have to be with them. But, like, we're all from the same planet. We're all from the same species. We're all the same. Like, there's no need.
Homo sapien.
Yeah, like, there's no need for this distinctness.
Apes with thoughts of grandeur. Basically. Best thing I've ever heard of in a book. So, talk about diversity in a movie, right? Yeah. The most unnecessary thing, and the easiest thing they could have fixed. I'm going to talk about Ghostbusters, right? Because I eventually saw Ghostbusters, and it's a fine movie.
It's alright.
But what they literally could have done, and everyone would have been like, yes, I'm for this. Ghostbusters 3. Kids are the Ghostbusters. Made them the kids.
Yeah.
That would have solved everything.
See,
it'd be all... They could have had one lad, but all female cast, they're all girls. They could have basically been the son, the kids, all the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, and it would have been fine.
People wouldn't have fucking freaked it oh
like all the people now. I seen it when it came out. The day it came out, I seen the Ghostbusters.
I saw it on
movie.
TV in my house.
I seen it in the theater the day it came out, and I watched Ghostbusters the day before or the week before. And Ghostbusters is one of my favorite movies of all time. It just is. Like, it's just brilliant. Like, it went from...
Did you ever play the Ghostbusters game that they were like, this is the third movie?
I think I've seen it, but I didn't play it. But Ghostbusters went from an SNL skit from the SNL guys into this massive...
Was it originally an SNL skit?
I'm not sure if it was a skit, but it was made by people that were on SNL.
Yeah.
Similarly to the new one. And it was lightning in a bottle. It truly was. Like, all the characters were funny. The black guy character, while he was stupid, he was stupid in a scientific sense.
Do you ever know why he was put into the movie?
Because Bernie Hudson's a fucking gent.
No, he was put in the movie last minute. That's why he doesn't have a lot of dialogue. Because they were like...
It's a hell of a Twinkie. It's one big Twinkie. I love that guy.
Because they were like, where's your token black guy?
But you see, they don't make him a token black guy.
No, they
like,
don't.
If you watch the movie,
that's why in the second movie he has more things to say, right?
Kind of.
But in the first one he doesn't have a lot of dialogue because they were literally like, where's the black guy?
Yeah.
So there's diversity thrown into that movie.
On purpose, but because they're good writers, it didn't take away from...
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, him being black, it's not really important. No. He's just looking for a job. They said, yeah. And they let him in, which is...
You're the first and only person to apply.
Yeah. The thing that annoyed me about this new Ghostbusters movie is, in the original, it was written really well. The characters were good characters, which is rare for a 1980s movie. A lot of them, they just play to the tropes and they just get through it.
Yeah.
I think that's why it connects so much with people, because while there are some things where it relies on stereotypes and stuff, a lot of it relies on good performances by good actors in a good movie.
Well,
whereas that new one was...
They're also mates. All mates.
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd and all, they're all mates. Which Harold Ramis is just a genius.
Now, I know they had fallen outs and all over the years.
Mates do that. Like, you know,
yeah, but they all started on...
SNL.
No, they all started together on... What's the magazine called? Was it Mad Magazine?
Early Mad Magazine.
The guy who did... Oh, there's a document... There's a movie about his life on Netflix and it's fucking amazing. I had to get Ian to do that episode.
Okay.
He came up with this... I think it's National Lampoons. They all knew each other from National Lampoon days. Like, SNL robbed all his writers. And then they were trying to rob him and he was like...
No. I'm busy.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to tighten this up and quicken it out. Most of the people that were outraged about the all female Ghostbusters because they were girls, idiots. Like, I don't like to generalize about a group of people I am not part of. But like, most of the people I've seen that were outraged simply because they were women, that's not a reason to be outraged. See the movie and then be pissed off.
Like, now, I know...
Because that's what I did. I was like, them being all women doesn't bother me at all, as long as they still make a funny movie with good jokes, tight characters, and well written villains.
Did they though?
No, they delivered on the only good... Like, all four of the women in that movie are stellar comedians. While I often don't like Melissa McCarthy, that's just because...
You don't like Miss McCarthy?
Fucking most of the shit she does, I hate her in it. And it's because a lot of her comedy is Chris Farley stuff, and I don't like Chris Farley. I don't think he's that funny.
Who's Chris Farley?
Chris Farley is a fat guy from SNL, and he was loud, obnoxious, and stupid. And a lot of the times...
the Black Sheep movie, Tommy Boy?
I think so. I think that's who Chris Farley is.
Big guy.
He's a big guy. And he,
Beverly Hills Ninja.
He's one of Adam Sandler's mates as well. He was. He's dead. Super dead.
No, I know he's dead.
He's like a louder John Candy and not as funny, not as sweet. Basically, who Chris Farley is.
Are you saying John Candy was very sweet?
He was.
Let's not talk about John Candy.
In his movies.
He's a fucking fantastic actor.
Yeah.
I love Uncle Buck. And his brief cameo in Little Shop of Horror.
Anyway, Whereas in this new movie, like, I'll respect Melissa McCarthy. When she's given good material, she delivers, and she's really good.
Yeah.
She was not given good material in that piece of shit, and it tells because she's terrible in it. The character she plays it's suited to her. It would be a good character if it was written well, because I think she can play that kind of character where she's smart and kooky. I think she can do that character, but no, missed the mark. Is it Kristen Wiig? That's the other. She's supposed to be the Venkman character. She's not charismatic. She's the opposite of charismatic, and it falls flat. She's not funny either. Kate McKinnon, I don't think you could give her a bad role. She's just an absolute.
She's a short blonde one.
Yeah, but she's hilarious, and I don't think I've ever seen her in anything that I didn't like her in immediately. And her character saved the moments in the movie where she got to shine, as Kate McKinnon does, improv, stupid shit, and she was very good. If the movie had just been her, I don't think it would have worked, but if she had a different ensemble around her, I think it would have been a great movie. And then I never remember this woman's name, and she's an absolute tour de force. She live tweets Game of Thrones and shit. I can't think of her name. But she just basically was the token black character. And
she's the one who got the most stick, though.
Because she played the token black character, and she willingly played the token black. But that's who she. If you watch SNL, that's what she does on SNL as well. That she's playing to her strengths there.
Right.
But
on SNL, she can read the audience.
Yeah, you can be like, oh well, I'll pull back a little bit, and the things that are funniest when she does it is when she gets real hypersexual for no reason, and it's just funny. Whereas in this movie, there was no audience to laugh when she does silly things, and I think that took away from her performance. And I think, because she's a hilarious comedian, she's brilliant, but I don't think the writers of this movie knew to write for her, or Melissa McCarthy, or Kristen Wiig, or Kate McKinnon. Simply because Kate McKinnon is phenomenal at improvisation, that she did anything good in this movie. And then what they did with Chris Hemsworth's character was just fucking disgusting. Like, it was like they were trying to make the point that this is what women characters are like in movies. But you see, the problem is the vehicle that they're using to make that point. If you look at the original Ghostbusters movie, the two women characters in that, Sigourney Weaver and the secretary, whose name she's not a famous actress. Well, she probably is, but I just don't recognize her from anything else other than she's the woman from Ghostbusters. Right?
They're strong characters, though.
The two of them are fucking phenomenal characters. The secretary is strong,
no
independent,
nonsense.
no nonsense. She doesn't. When the men are talking, she doesn't quiet down. She's not a shrew character by any. She's a fucking woman. The same with Sigourney Weaver's character. She is flirty with Venkman after a while.
Yeah.
Like, he wears her down, and she kind of admires his.
I love that. He wears her down. They got married. It's Ireland in the 1700s.
But it's like, do you know what I mean? Like, he didn't like force himself on her or anything like that. He had a crush on her, and he pursued her, and she was eventually taken with his persistence and his wit, and do you know what I mean? She eventually learned to appreciate him, like with a natural progression of love or whatever, right? And then you have the new Ghostbusters, where he's just an idiot. Like, he's so stupid. Like, it'd be alright if he was a little stupid, and then you could kind of play it for a laugh, but every time he's on screen, he's doing something stupid. Like, he's doing something more, not even like moronic. There's a bit where he forgets to breathe, and that's a funny joke. When someone forgets to breathe, that's a funny joke. But because of everything else they do in this movie, you're just like, do you know what I mean? Like, they're trying to make the point, like, how angry I am about it is them trying to say, well, that's how women feel when they watch movies. And I was like, but did you see the original Ghostbusters? That's 30 years old, and it's more progressive than this piece of shit. Like, by all means, make the point that women characters are underrepresented, stereotypes, they have to be a certain way, and that they imprint an improper and disgusting role on women in society, and it adds to the insecurities that women feel. Make that point if you want, but you can make that point without doing the opposite of what. Like, if you're making a new, like, they called it Ghostbusters. They didn't call it.
Did we do that movie?
No, we didn't do that. They called it Ghostbusters and then they fucked it up by in no way paying homage to the original.
Well, the director or the writer who got a lot of slack and then did a big huge video of how men aren't funny. He did a huge video.
I don't recall, but I could see why he only cast hilarious women. Like I said to you, she's.
But that's a new thing now in Hollywood. Remakes are super hot.
Remakes are fine. Like the new Jurassic. Like, I keep bringing it back to it, but that's because I can see it. Like, with the DVDs at the very top of the pile. But Jurassic World made me go back and watch Jurassic Park, and Jurassic Park is one of my favorite movies of all time.
But quickly, so
as well as Ghostbusters.
Remakes. John Carpenter. I think I've said this before on the show. John Carpenter, when it was coming to Halloween, the Halloween remakes, and all, they would ask, why is remakes so powerful at the moment? And he's like, because it's something you already know. It is easy to mark something you already know to something new. But there's a new wave of remakes now. The new wave of remakes at the moment is, alright, we've already remade this movie before. How about we do it again? Twist this time. We change all the genders.
Yeah, which is stupid.
So that's going to be a new, like, Ocean's 8.
Ocean's 8 looks incredible. Like, it looks like they've taken the style of the Ocean's movie. They're not rebooting it. They're not remaking it by any sense of the imagination. They're doing a new heist, new characters, and that's it. There's no, well, what if they were all women? It's nothing like that. Yes, they have the blonde character who's played by Kate Blanchett, and yes, they have the brunette character that's played by Miss Congeniality, whose name escapes me, Sandra Bullock.
But they have Rihanna in it.
Rihanna, it's gonna be fine. I don't know. Everyone's like, but they have Rihanna. Like, they should stop letting Rihanna act. And I was like,
no, I keep saying this to you because I've seen her act. She needs to do maybe a few.
Leslie Jones. Sorry, Leslie Jones is the name of that.
She needs
incredible
to do a few smaller roles, maybe a few TV spots, and build up her acting. Because she's been thrown into big, huge movies like Battleship. She's awful in it, right? Just
everyone is awful in that movie.
I know.
Liam Neeson is awful in that movie.
Then what was the next movie? Like, she was in. Okay, I know we've talked about this movie a lot. Valerian. She's so unnecessary in that thing.
She was one of the better characters in the movie, though.
But she's only in it for like 10 minutes, and then
it was a better 10 minutes.
7 minutes of that movie. It's just her voice. It's just her dancing for like 3 minutes, and her voice in a blob. I'm just saying, she needs much smaller roles like that, but not die.
Yeah.
But she needs to build up her acting chops, because her acting chops, she could be great at acting, but she's not great at acting.
Yeah, because
she's great at making herself look
charming
appealing and
she's
all
charming.
that, but she's not good at acting.
But you see, she's not in Ocean's 8. We've really gone completely off topic.
Yeah.
This whole Kult Korner
You can
episode.
completely tell I was not prepared for this. I'm prepared for every other one of them. I'm super prepared for every other one of them.
Okay.
Rocky Horror, I know. Evil Dead 2, I know.
This one, not so much. But we'll leave Rihanna aside for a second. The new Ocean's movie, it was made by a good set of writers with some phenomenal talent.
Have you seen it yet?
No. But, like, look who's in it. Fucking Mindy. Mindy's in it. But her name is Mindy Kaling. Like.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Like, there is a lot of strong... I'm just worried that it's gonna bomb.
I don't think so.
I think it's gonna bomb.
If Sandra Bullock tells me to go see a movie, I go see a movie, man.
Like, I think it's gonna bomb for the reason that it's basically we're remaking Ocean's 11, which is already a remake from the Rat Pack movies.
Yeah,
but we're gonna.
But the original Ocean's 11 did really well, except for the horrible voice they made Don Cheadle do.
It's just I'm worried about that movie.
Okay. See, I'm really excited about it, so I don't share your apprehension.
I'm just worried because it seems like it's just a remake gender swapped.
Fair enough.
Where it's unnecessary. Like, I don't know why they just can't have Ocean's 22. Anyone can be in it. I know why they stopped doing the Oceans, because one of the lads died. Like, we're not going to do any more Oceans movies.
Yeah, well, they kind of rounded it out. They didn't need more than 3, to be honest.
They could have done that for years. I don't know how they could have kept robbing places, but sure, look.
Runs in the family.
Like, you see the first movie, and you're like, you're going to see the second movie. So, have you seen the second movie? Yeah, what's it like? Basically the first one. Do I need to watch it?
Yeah.
No, not really.
See, the thing that's great about them is they're just... Anyway, we're getting...
See, I think I've seen all 3 of them, but I'm not sure. I could have seen the first one 3 times.
3 times, yeah.
Oh, see, because they have that actress I don't like.
What's it?
She's in Wonder as well. I don't actually like her.
Who is this?
You know the one, she's a huge mouth. Like, she looks
Julia Roberts?
Yeah, she looks like she can eat you whole.
What are you saying about Julia Roberts?
I'm not a fan of Julia Roberts.
Such a mouth.
Oh. So Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, just to finish this off, before we end up rambling again about diversity and other things. Basically, this questions your sense of self so much that we've talked about society as a whole.
Yeah. Did you like the animated movie?
Yeah. I'm going to say yeah.
Right.
I'll tell you why.
Right.
The style of it is fantastic.
Will you watch Ghost in the Shell 2?
There's a 2.
There's a 2?
Maybe. It's just a firm maybe.
It's a firm maybe. I don't think I've ever even watched Ghost in the Shell 2. And I've seen a lot of the stuff.
I'm going to change my maybe to a no.
Let's end it here.
Yeah. So that's been this week's episode of Kult Korner. I got a bit rambly in the middle.
This week? I don't think we can do this weekly anymore.
No. Well, it's
This is only episode 2.
It's only episode 2.
Did you watch the first one I did? I sent it to you.
You did, yeah. See you next week, guys.
Oh.